For our checkpoint, we decided to take a screenshot of our neighborhood from Google Maps and look for places where there might be high levels of methane and macroinvertebrates. For the first part of our experiment, our hypothesis is that there will be a lot of methane in places where there are decaying organisms, because decaying organisms produce high levels of methane and other combustible gases. A sign of methane is a bad odor, because even though methane doesn't have a smell, it is usually associated with sulfur dioxide, which can smell like rotten eggs. We tested the compost in our backyard, as well as a well-used shoe, a cup of yogurt, and compost that has been buried in our backyard. And then we compared it to places where we thought there will be very low levels of methane, such as clean laundry, a well-washed cup, and the air outside. Our hypothesis was proven correct.
Вот это снимай.
For the second part of our experiment, we looked for areas that would have a lot of CO2. These are any places that are enclosed areas, such as a house or car. This is because CO2 is a waste product, and when we breathe it out, it is trapped in our house and it has nowhere to go. When we tested these areas, we found out that CO2 levels were above normal. Then we went to a place that would have lower CO2, like a forest or a backyard. We found very low levels of CO2. Also, when we breathed into the sensor without having held our breath, we recorded lower levels than when we held our breath. This is because we collected more CO2 in our respiratory system when we held our breath. Lastly, the level of CO2 in yeast mixed in with sugar is higher than the level of CO2 in just yeast. This is because when yeast mixes with sugar, it multiplies faster, hence creating more byproducts, CO2 and ethanol alcohol.
Посмотри, сколько там. Видишь, как вредно? Нет, ты снимай показатели. Меньше, чем за минуту. Посмотри.
Less than a minute. 500,000.
Давай, подожди.
Third part of our experiment, we looked for macroinvertebrates. Surprisingly, this was our most difficult task. We took samples in areas with high methane, such as the compost and near our garbage can. We also looked at foliage. Still, we could not find anything. We think that this is due to extreme cold weather. We assembled our microscope to get a better look at our samples, but we could not find anything resembling macroinvertebrates or part of them. Finally, we could only find a common house spider with its eggs.
A very cold and windy day, and unfortunately the only thing that we could find was this We also found shells at the shore. Using the dichotomous key, we were able to identify our samples.